in this country, we have a reading crisis, and it's pretty much global. I've talked about that with PISA scores. Just about everywhere in the world, we're starting to see declines in reading. And that's because of a variety of factors, socioeconomic factors, economic factors, and educational factors, and technological factors, and just the way people are living. And reading is still an important skill. There's this idea out there that you don't need to read anymore. Well, yeah, you do. So a few years ago, I was teaching in Northeast Tennessee, and the Chamber of Commerce was actually asking teachers for information about reading and trying to get teachers to encourage reading, especially at the high school level. Why did they care about this? Why did they care about reading? Chamber of Commerce is a group that encourages businesses to come to the area. Well, the reason why is because they were seeing businesses that could not stay in the area or that had to look outside the area for workers because they didn't have enough people who could read well in those jobs. These were jobs that you wouldn't think would take a high level of education, but they were jobs that people got usually right out of high school. You had to have a high school diploma, but factory jobs and maintenance jobs and manufacturing, and even like things like clerical where you have to type and work in an office. All of those require a relatively high level of reading, and they were having problems because they couldn't find enough workers who had that high level of reading. And I also know in upstate South Carolina, where some of my family lives, there was a similar issue with pharmaceutical plant. They had like 2,000 jobs. It was a huge amount of jobs for the area. This is a very small town. And they could not find enough people to fill those jobs because working with medications and processing, it takes reading. You have to be able to read and follow directions, and you have to make sure that the packaging is correct, because if somebody gets the wrong medication or the medication's got a problem, that's a big deal. That could hurt somebody's life. So reading is still really important, and it's not enough to say, oh, well, the student can listen to directions, or the student can watch a video about this, because again, it does not provide the same depth as reading. And there are many things that are not on audio. Even today, there's just a lot of reading involved with everyday life, and reading is also the main way that we learn vocabulary.